What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Couch Talk episode 3. Today, we're going to just kind of jump right into it. The topic that I'll be covering today is self-care. And this is going to be honest opinion of the topic, kind of things that I've found that have worked, things that I've read about that I've found that have worked for others. And just someone who really tried to work on self-care throughout college and the way I was able to balance all that as well as enjoying life. So I'd kind of broken up self-care into two different types. One being physical self-care and then another being mental self-care. In the end, they do both tie into each other, but I did find that there were specific things for each category. Now, the physical self-care very much is straightforward, very black and white in a sense, and I'm sure everyone's heard it before. But if not, you'll hear it here. So I'm going to list the three, and then I'll kind of go into each one. The first one's exercise. Second one's eating healthy. And the third one's good sleep. So exercise is just, I feel like, very, very crucial for the physical self-care and mental self-care, on the fact that I think it's important that you kind of push your body a little bit. You kind of can then prove to yourself that you're not getting that instant gratification out of something, and you can stick with something to, prove to yourself that you can set a goal or just create a habit or a hobby and stick with it. Then eating healthy is number 2. And this can kind of tie into exercise as well. Eating healthy is one of those things that, from a former college student, I was eating in dining halls every day. I was eating fast food on the weekends. And now that I'm kind of in this transition and kind of out of it now of being back home, I have been able to eat healthier, and implementing fruits, vegetables, and full transparency, like, it is a night and day feeling. Like, I used to be so hooked on energy drinks for that caffeine. And now that I'm eating healthier, I definitely do find that I have a lot more natural energy. So I'm not cracking Red Bulls or Monsters or whatever it may be to get through the day. Another good thing that I find, or the third thing, that again, it does kind of tie into the health piece and exercise, is getting good sleep. It's so overlooked how important it is to get good sleep. Getting a good 8 hours a day is crucial. I know for myself, if I don't get the right amount of sleep, I'm not going to function well the next day. Everything I have to do is going to be 10 times slower. Compared to when I get that good sleep, my body's rested, my mind's rested. Everything is kind of reset for the next day at the highest level. And especially when it comes to exercise, sleep is crucial to repair muscle. And health kind of ties into the exercise as well, because you got to eat the right foods if you're weightlifting, to gain muscle, and to put on size if that's what you're going for. Or also, if you're a runner and just trying to maintain, finding what works for you health-wise is super important. So then, jumping into the mental self-care piece, I'm going to run through the 3, then kind of briefly go into them. The first one is focused on the positive. Second one is spend time in nature. And the third one is journaling. So going to number 1, focusing on the positive is so important, just because it's so easy to get caught up in a little mistake you made that then spiraled into a bigger mistake, or just not being able to see the light of day if something's not going your way. I do find, regardless of who you are, there is a little positive that you can pick out of your day. I always call the positives, even if it's little, like a little win. Like, look for those little wins in your day. Because eventually those little wins and those little positive thoughts, those will build up into something big and be very good. So no matter how bad the day is, look for that little win or that little positive within that day, because that will also help keep your mind in a good direction. Number 2, spend time in nature. This could be going hiking, which ties into physical self-care. This could be going fishing, just a fun hobby, or just going for a walk. I do find the spending time in nature or just spending time outside, it's really good to just, because it helps you just get off your phone. We live in such a social media society that we eat, sleep, and breathe this quick hit of dopamine. And as soon as it's gone, we don't really know what to do. So I do think it's important to be able to go out, even if it's just for a 15, 20-minute walk, just to like be with your thoughts. Because, for all we know, social media might be gone one day. I don't know. But I think it's important to build that habit of being with your thoughts, being okay with being with yourself. Because I've spoken with a lot of people that is very hard for them, believe it or not. So I very much would say spend that time outside. Make your own, be okay with what you have going on in your head. And don't just push it off because you can scroll through Instagram or whatever. 3, and this is kind of a hobby that I think helps with the mental self-care, is journaling. Journaling is something that is really good just because you can almost have like a log of accountability in a sense. So also like writing down your day. You can kind of treat your journal almost like a diary if you want. A lot of people refer to it as writing in your diary. I've just always heard it as journaling, but yeah, just write down your day. Write the good things, the bad things. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to always be like pages on pages. It could just be bullet points of the good and bad. But I think the big thing that's really good about journaling too is if you're having a bunch of bad days and you write down those little things that help you kind of get back to where you need to be, help you get back on the rails, or vice versa, like writing down the good things so that when you have your bad days, you can look back on what you do to kind of get back on the horse so you don't stay in whatever the funk is that you're in. And I think it's just another good hobby or habit to build. Just very good for your mental thought process. And finally, I think one thing to kind of tie it all together that I think is super important, physical self-care or mental health self-care, be present. I can't tell you how important it is to, be in the now. It's so easy to get caught up in a mistake you made in your past, or saying that, God, I wish I did that several months ago. And it's so easy to also get caught up in the 6 months from now, the 1 year from now, I think social media kind of glamorizes all these extravagant things that almost make us look so far forward that it kind of pulls us away from being present in what we have going on in our lives right now. And just being present will overall, I think, just make you happier. I can speak for myself. When I'm very present, I'm much more of a happy person. I'm not constantly looking for something. So yeah, I think those are going to be my big pieces on self-care. Like I said, just kind of breaking down the physical and mental aspect. And, after every episode, I will kind of pick a quote that I think might relate to the episode. And so I found a quote that I thought tied in well to self-care. And it's just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day, and that's from the Dalai Lama. And that's so true, because if you wake up and start talking poorly about yourself, you start saying today's gonna suck, you start saying the world hates me, whatever the case may be, that truly will carry into your day. So giving yourself like a positive thought first thing in the morning to really kickstart your your positive mental state, and then that will carry into having a positive self-care routine. So just remember, stay positive. Self-care is also so important, and self-care is something that you should absolutely put into your routine, whether it be every 2 or 3 days, or you find time on the weekends for it. Definitely take that time, because you will absolutely see a difference in your performance, whether it be academic, professional, hanging out with friends, you name it. It truly is something that gets so overlooked and is really so important. So yeah, guys, this will be episode 3 of Couch Talk, and I'm gonna post as much as I can. I have lots of other ideas written down that I look forward to bringing to you guys. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, which will probably be Monday. So yeah, everybody have a great weekend, be safe, and peace out, YouTube.